So in this video, I will show you the best damage rifle build in the game. I will tell you where to get the items, what weapons and talents you want to have, and I will also have some live gameplay commentary. If that sounds interesting, then let's get into the video. So there's no news that the rifles are one of the best weapon type in the game, and especially when it comes to the classic M1A. So for this video, I will show you the best damage build for rifles. So let's start with the specialization. So when it comes to rifles, I definitely prefer sharpshooter, because there are some good benefits to rifles when you play sharpshooters. So one of them being 15% more headshot damage with rifles, and 15% increased stability, recoil, and accuracy. And you also get this amazing headshot damage scope that works with focus, and it grants you 45 headshot damage. So that's the reason why we're choosing sharpshooter. If you really want to play another specialization, you could of course do that, but I definitely prefer sharpshooter. So if you watch my LMG build video, it's pretty damn similar, but that's because a lot of the items here are best in slot when it comes to damage. So the different thing here compared to my LMG build is that I use another chest piece, which is the Pristine Example, which is a named Araldi chest piece that comes with perfect focus, which I did have a video about. But I will explain how focus works here quick, and I also talk about the focus talent in the live commentary with the build later. So you get 6% weapon damage every second you are aiming while scoped. So basically like this. You can see under the ammo that the bar fills up. And when the bar is full, bam, you have 60% weapon damage. This is additive damage though, but 60% weapon damage is more than 30% multiplicative from glass cannon. And you also don't take 60% damage more. But the annoying thing is that you have to sit in the scope, but there's actually still a bug in the game, so you could use the shield, and when you ADS, you don't get the scope. Worth to note here though, you still have to ADS for the focus buff, but you do have around 1 second that you can ADS out before you lose it. So you can move around and do like this to keep it up. And also if you reload, I don't have the best M1A here, so my damage is not impressive, because I don't have a damage talent on it. But yeah, you can also reload and keep it zoomed in. But yeah, that's basically the focus talent. If you don't like to play with shield and do this stupid thing that's in the game, you could use the sacrifice. And this is literally my LMG build now. This is exactly how I have for my LMG build, just that I don't use the sharpshooter specialization. So if you guys wondering where my LMG build is at right now, this is it. But we're gonna swap back to the pristine one, and you can see it's a terrible roll here. I actually haven't rolled the another attribute even. Oh no, it's this one. But yeah, it's a pretty terrible roll, only 2 reds. But I personally don't like to use this too much. I mean, it's pretty nice though, but I find it annoying to play with the shield, but it's definitely really strong. Because first of all, you don't take 60% extra damage, and having the shield, even though it's squishy, the NPCs will hit it, which means that you will keep your backpack talent vigilance up as well. Which yeah, takes us to the backpack. So I am using vigilance for that 25 weapon damage buff, and if you take damage, it gets disabled. But the shields helps with that, because they're gonna hit the shield and not you, meaning it's not gonna take vigilance away. So for all the pieces, the focus is to go weapon damage, critical hit chance, and critical hit damage as a main focus. So if we check through the gear here, starting with the Hollow Man, it's a Dark Zone exclusive mask that come with damage to health, which is a crazy stat to have. So I have weapon damage, damage to health, and I got repair skills here. So I need a better one that have critical hit damage preferably. Then we have another named, which is Pristine Example. So to get this one, you would farm Araldi target loot or chest piece. I'm not 100% sure where this drops though. I think it's only lights on, I'm not sure though. Then we have the holster here for the critical hit chance. So you definitely want to get the Seska brand set, one of those. And on this one, I have weapon damage, critical hit chance, and critical hit damage. Then I have my Providence backpack with weapon damage, headshot damage, critical hit damage. If you want to though, you could use the Grupo backpack for the critical hit damage instead. But you're gonna hit a lot of headshots using rifle. And the Providence backpack is the best I have, so I'm gonna keep that one. But depending on what you're going for in terms of body shots or headshots, you have some options there. The Petrov name gloves, contractor gloves, which are the best in slot for damage. They come with damage to armor, which is another multiplicative stat. This one drops in the open world like light zone everywhere except dark zone. So target loot farm would be Petrov or gloves in the open world. Weapon damage and critical hit damage. Then we have the named Overlord knee pads that are Fox prayers, also a best in slot for damage. And this is perfect for a rifle build because yeah, it's the rifle brand. So the unique thing with this one is the damage you target out of cover, also multiplicative stats, and you're getting 15%, which is just insane. So we go weapon damage there, and I would like critical hit damage. I got this one today though with headshot damage, because today there's actually target loot at the federal bunker. And then when it comes to the gun, classic M1A is definitely the way to go. I haven't gotten a good normal classic M1A. I have the named one, which comes with perfect lucky shot. So mag size increased by 30%, and if you sit in cover, you get all the bullets back that you miss. So not that bad of a talent, I would say a top 3, but I would definitely like to have Rifleman on that one. Landing a headshot adds a stack of 10% weapon damage for 5 seconds, and it stacks up to 5, so 50 weapon damage. And every time you hit a headshot, it refresh. If you don't hit a lot of headshots, I would recommend Boomerang. So every time you crit, you have a 50% chance to return the bullet to the mag, and also the next shot have 40% increased damage. So that's really good because you will increase your mag size and also get more damage. Other than that, as I said, lucky shot is one as well if you sit in cover. Or let's say you have a good one with Ranger, you could use that. I mean, that's multiplicative damage, but it's only 2% for every 5 meter. But that one will increase your damage as well, but not as much as the other ones. But I thought it was worth noting though. And yeah, that's one reason why Sharpshooter is good, because you get this digital scope that gives you 45 headshot damage, which is a huge increase. If you don't want to play Sharpshooter though, you do have the 12x that gives you 35% headshot damage, or there's also another one. If you don't want to lose reload speed, you could get the 8x that gives you 30 headshot damage. Then of course we're gonna use the 5-round mag and the laser pointer that gives you 5 critical hit chance. In terms of the attributes on the actual gun, it will always roll rifle damage, of course, and critical hit damage. Third one though, you want to have damage to target out of cover because you get 10%, and this one is multiplicative. Another good one is damage to armor, but that one only rolls up to 6%. And 10% is more than 6, almost double. So that's what you want to get on the gun. In terms of skill, I like to use the Revive Hive, especially if I'm soloing, but I'm always using a Revive Hive unless I'm tanking. And for the skill, as I said, Crusader Shield is the way to go, so you can use the headshot scope. But I think that covers it all. I think this video was a little bit all over the place, to be honest, but hopefully I can cut this together so it makes a bit more sense. But yeah, this is the max rifle damage build, and also you got to look at my updated LMG build. Really similar builds, but I knew a lot of you guys wanted to see my updated LMG build, and I thought I could show you guys how to set up a rifle build that's really good and plays a little bit different than other builds, I guess. But with that said, I will leave you guys with a solo heroic control point. It's also live commentary while I was doing it on the stream, so I'm explaining a bit how this build works and how you can play it and so on. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you are interested in more Division 2 videos, then make sure to hit that subscribe button. See you guys in the next one. So rifle build with focus, and we're gonna use this here. Actually, personally, I'm not a fan of that, like using that. The shield. I think shield is super clunky, but it's definitely a good way to get damage without playing glass cannon, and it's actually more damage than glass cannon, even without the scope in mind. And you put the scope into this as well. It's pretty nice. And I have a really bad M1A. Not really bad though, but it could be way better. I don't have a talent. I missed the Rifleman talent, which would be 50... I think it's 50 additive damage, right? 10% and 5 stacks. I think the SIG one have the perfect, which is like 11 for 5 stacks. Yeah, so you have like 1 second to zoom out before you lose focus. If you look at the bottom, like under my ammo, you can see the binoculars. That's the focus talent. It's So we need 75. But it's really nice to have this though when you actually stand still. Just zoom in while you reload. And you keep the buff too. You can run a bit, zoom in. Run a bit, zoom in. Run a bit, zoom in. Really awkward though, but at least I keep the stack up. Or the buff. It's like same as Overwatch. You have like 1 second. And of course having a shield, even though my shield is like super weak, it still adds some survivability. And I mean, not having glass cannon, that's pretty huge. I actually did lose it there. And of course it like this. Not a big fan of sitting in the scope though. This is how it's intended to work and not like be able to use it like this. It's been a bug for a long time, which I did think they fixed. But I guess it got reversed or something, I don't know. Because this has been a thing for a long time that you can use the 12x or 8x with the shield and you don't get the scope. At least I think they fixed it, I'm not sure though. Alright, JLo dude, take care man. Because it would be balanced if you would have to sit like this in the scope. You could zoom out still for 1 second and then go back in. Same when you reload, as I said, just make sure that you actually ADS in. It's so clunky sitting in this. Move. So the NPC actually don't give a fuck about my teammates. GTF. I've been so unlucky with classic M1A drops though. I'm still using the named, which is pretty good I guess. Lucky shot, it's fine if you sit in cover. But just personally, I would prefer rifleman. Just pure weapon damage. But yeah, that's basically the build, right?